give me just kind of like who you are and what you do.
My name's Allie Richardson, and I currently work at the Marion County Jail, and I also do private practice. I focus on addictions and eating disorders. That's kind of my favorite area to be. I really like just how all that has to go into it and helping people through that journey.
That is awesome. And
So I guess that's kind of the Cliff Note version.
and you're a Purdue grad, am I right?
Yes, technically. Well, Purdue is my undergrad and IU is my grad. Sorry. You're
It's
a
like
Purdue
divided
person.
over there. I like it. But
Yes, I went to IUPUI.
okay. That's awesome. Okay, switching gears real quick here. You know, one of the things that you specialize in is eating disorders, and so I have to ask you, you know, everyone on Facebook is talking about I'm eating so much because I'm at home. And then one of the funny jokes, I mean, I've laughed at all of these, and I really do feel like internet memes are going to get us through this as a society. But
Yeah.
one of the ones that I saw yesterday and continuously was, at the end of the quarantine, does the producer for My 600-Pound Life contact me, or do I contact them? And everyone's laughing. What are some tricks and tips? So, you know, if you're walking to the pantry like I was for the 15th time yesterday to get a handful of raisins and a bag of chips, what are some things that we can do mentally before we're just eating out of boredom or routine, or just, in my case, eating out of stress?
Yeah, definitely. Well, and I want to address both sides, because eating disorders, just like addiction, there's many flavors, so to speak. You know, you have people who struggle with undereating, so the anorexia nervosa, the overeating, which is a binge eating disorder. Then you have people who struggle with bulimia, even, which is the self-induced vomiting, and then a whole bunch of other, you know, things between there, even orthorexia, the obsession with eating healthy and exercising, all those things. But first, to address yours, as far as people that struggle with maybe the overeating, not eating, you know, kind of emotional eating, I think that's the big thing. A lot of us are dealing with a lot of emotions, more time in our hands, and some boredom too. Going back to that, that following a schedule, but even something else too is, you know, planning in advance what your meals are going to be. You know, what's for dinner, what's maybe snack, and if you need to, portion control of setting out, this is what I'm going to eat, you know, and doing your best and giving yourself some grace. Okay, if I do eat more than I wanted to, that's okay. It's not the end of the world, because I think our society is so obsessed with image and being thin and being beautiful, whatever that looks like, that there's so much pressure, and then the beating up happens as far as like, oh, I'm overeating. Well, of course you are. You're stressed and you're anxious. That being said, what can we do to create healthy routines to maintain, you know, a life that you want to live? And then kind of segueing too into the more the restrictive side of things. I think, you know, the memes that you talked about, I've certainly seen them, and from my perspective, I definitely give it. I'm sure you saw a little eye roll of frustration, because, you know, individuals who struggle with eating disorders really struggle with body image and weight and food and all of those things, and being, you know, trapped at home. For example, if you struggle with binge eating disorder or bulimia, even or anorexia, all of them, a lot of people have a lot more food at home too, because they're, you know, maybe stock up, have that 2-week supply just in case. And that's a big trigger, just like you were saying. I mean, you don't have an eating disorder, I'm assuming, but like having all that food was a big trigger. So imagine having, you know, kind of that. I mean, food is an addiction as well. Just as with alcohol and drugs, it lights up very similar parts in our brains. It releases that dopamine and makes us feel good. That being said, we need to come up with other ways too to help us feel good, because food does make you feel good, yes, and that's okay, but it's in moderation what we do. So, you know, maybe that is going outside, getting that fresh air, or, you know, listening to some music, whatever makes us happy and helps us de-stress. That's what we need to do instead of going to food.
No, that's awesome. And okay, no, I appreciate that. I know a lot of people watching this are going to appreciate that, because everyone I know is just grazing the whole day. So, Allie, what is the best way to contact you?
You're reachable by phone and by email. My email is allie@groffenassociates.com. And my phone number is 317-474-6448, extension 108.